It's on me. Oh dear. It says I'm live. Good evening, all. Welcome everybody to tonight's Sunday night quiz. I'm just laughing because we're watching Man United. Unfortunately, as a big Man United fan, it's been a bit demoralising, and they've got well and truly stuffed by Chelsea tonight. But never mind. There's always another day for football. So let's have less of that. I can see probably Robin will be giving me some grief later about the quality of Manchester United's play, but I'm sure I'll be able to see that off. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's quiz. We'll be starting as usual at 8:15. First to sign in tonight is Martin. Good evening, Martin. Hope all is well with you and Tina. And from sunny Dunchurch, and it is a lovely evening this evening, if a little cooler than last night. Definitely a little bit cooler in the air, but never mind. All the same, lovely to see you, and glad you signed in first, Martin. So that's an extra point for you. No, don't think we'll start with that business, but never mind. Yeah, could have had an extra point for that. Right then, tonight we will have 6 just general rounds of general knowledge to keep you going. Mike Yates has just signed in. Good evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you. Have you got more than yourself in the team tonight? I trust that probably you've got some of your mates helping you, or you will be in communication with to see how you're doing. Well, I'm on atomic strike tonight, so let's see how we fare with that. Ian Barker's just signed in. Good evening, Ian. Hope all is well with you. And Johnny Gallan's just logged in. Ice, baby. Logging in. Evening, Johnny. Hope all is well with you. See, Leeds United have been, God knows how they've got themselves back up, but they have. But never mind. Congratulations to Leeds United. Mike Yates, yes, Mike Yates is setting up Zoom as we speak, so he can be speaking with his friends, and hopefully a good strong showing tonight by Mike Yates and co. So we'll see how they fare. Last week's winners were PRS on a magnificent 59 points. Now that was some going, and they were closely followed by Home Alone on. Wait a minute, have I got last week's here? No, I haven't. That's not last week's quiz. Hang on. I've written all these down. The wife's nicked them all for me, but never mind. Let's worry about that another day. In fact, that's not what I'm after at all. Never mind. My wife loves clearing up around me, but never mind. We'll see what tonight is. I should always have bits of paper to hand, shouldn't I? But never mind. That piece of paper wasn't the piece of paper that I was looking at. Never mind. No, maybe you haven't. Never mind. We'll forget that a little bit. But Mrs. Doyle, hello, is Sif. Mrs. Doyle signed in as Sif. Good evening, Mrs. Doyle. Nice to see you signed in. Footy Fox. Good evening from Matthew and Charlotte. Good evening, Matthew and Charlotte. Hope all is well with you. And let's see how you fare tonight. Vanessa's just signed in. Vanessa Hughes. Good evening, Vanessa from Burton. Hope all is well with you. This is at least your 3rd or 4th week now, isn't it? So expecting things to be getting better and better, are we not? Johnny Callan's put, we're coming for you. Yes, I can imagine Leeds United will probably thrash United. Manchester, that is, after tonight's dismal performance, but never mind. Yeah. Kevin Kiernan and the Rugby Rotary Club. Last week's runners-up, if I'm not mistaken, are just signing in. Good evening, Kevin and the team. Who's in the team tonight? Maybe you could put a few of the members down. Let me see who's in the team. Andrew Lewis has just signed in from Yelvertoft. Good evening, Andrew. Hope all is well with you. It's been a lovely day. Have you been out walking or doing anything today special? I don't know. I enjoyed what? You enjoyed what, Johnny Callan? He's just put I enjoyed it. What, Chelsea beating Man United or Leeds United getting promotion? Well, you probably enjoyed both, but never mind. We will see. Right, we've just, what have we got? 10 minutes to go before we start the quiz. Let me just run through tonight's rounds. I did have them written down on a nice piece of paper, but it's disappeared. So we'll forget all that business. And I will let you know we start off tonight with what's called Sunday the 19th, where we use the initial letters and numbers of those words, Sunday the 19th. And write those down on a piece of paper, top to bottom. And they will be the first letters of each of your answers. So who else have we got? We've got Anne Anderson's just joined us. Good evening, Anne. Hope all is well with you. And Dave. Anne, where are you from? Are you from Rugby or are you a little bit further away? Just let me know. Put it in the chat. Squeaky Pop's just signed in. Neil and Tracy are there. Good evening to you too. Hope all is well with you and the family. And we've just had Hilary Farnham just signing in. Good evening, Hilary. Hope all is well with you. And everybody, right, we've got, I was just seeing what the Rugby Rotary Club, so we've got John Leavis, Brian Phillips, Richard Taylor, Ian Davis, and Nick Morse. Good God. Now, that's a good team if ever there was one. So we'll say, oh, and Anne's just saying Essex. Now, I lived in Essex for a little while. I lived in Whitford for a while, and then I lived in Tiptree with my friend while I was at college in East End of London. So, yeah, where in Essex? Anne, that'd be interesting to know. I knew it quite well, but, well, I didn't know it that well. But did travel in and out down the A13 every day for a few years. So we've got Glynis Mitchell's just signed in from Minehead, I trust. Yes, so Glynis and Keith have just signed in from Minehead. Good evening to you. And John Potter has just signed in. Good evening, John. Hope all is well with you and you've enjoyed your day today. Mick and Bev Roberts are now online. So good evening to Mick and Bev. Hope all is well with you too. It's time we came to see you too, actually, I suppose. Are you accepting visitors at any time? We haven't seen you for a long time, but never mind. Yeah. Michelle Gibbons, she was in the top 3 last week. So Charlie, Michelle, and friends from Crick saying good evening to everybody here and good evening to you. The only AJB is here and they've just signed in. So good evening to you and the gang. Hope all is well with you. The Tweenies, that's right. The Tweenies. And Silver End between Braintree and Witham. Ah, they grew up in Tiptree. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Yes, fantastic. Graham Gifford. So Graham and Jane have just signed in. That's for our Cambridge friends. So good evening to you. Hope all is well in sunny Cambridge. I expect it's been a lovely day in Cambridge today. Well, as it has been in most places, I suppose. We had a bit of a disappointing morning weather-wise, but it got better and better, and we've ended up with a lovely evening here. So, right, John O'Rourke's just signed in with the famous 5. So, have you got a full team tonight, John? I trust, and let's see how well you fare tonight. It's going to be close. Helen and Steve Valentine have just signed in. So, good evening to you, Helen and Steve. Hope all is well with you and the family. And Carol, we are all raring to go. Carol Jackson says, Home Alone 6, all raring to go, except Roy, who's probably in a corner, depressed with his head between his hands, moaning about that dismal display by Manchester United, but never mind. Hope all is well with you, Carol, and the family. You haven't got your mum and dad with you tonight, then? I trust, because they're probably still in Whitby and you've left them well behind, but never mind. Right, Rich and Jen have just signed in. Good evening to you too. Hope all is well with you and the family. And you are keeping well. Right, we just have, Gillian Pugh's just signed in. Good evening, Jill from Cambridge as well. So Steve and Jill just signed in from Cambridge. I hope it's been good weather up in Cambridge. Now, I did mention round number 1 tonight was Sunday the 19th. Round number 2 tonight is what is called an initial letter link. An initial letter link, 9 general knowledge questions where question number 10 asks you to take the initial letters of the first 9 answers, rearrange them to spell out something. Round number 3 tonight is what's called It's a Man Thing. Basically, all the answers start with the word man, M-A-N in that order. So, mankini or man, whatever. You get the idea. So every answer starts with the word man. That can't be too hard, can it? Number 4, round number 4, this is a last syllable rhyming round. So basically, all the answers, you take the last syllable, they rhyme with every other answer. So what could be easier than that? Very simple, isn't it? Just let you know, Pick and Mix have just joined the fray. So good evening to Pick and Mix. Nice to see you're all up and still up for the quiz. So it's very good of you to be taking part tonight. And I hope you're all good and well at home. Round number 5 tonight is entitled Trivia Trail. A trivia trail, basically, you take the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your second answer until we get right the way to number 10, and the last letter of number 10 is the first letter of number 1, so it's pretty straightforward with that. Right, Don Quixote, they were in the running last week, I think in 4th or 5th place last week. Previous winners, of course, we have Don Quixote. They're signing in from Salford, Croydon, and Clapham. Well, that sounds interesting, so we got Gerard Kerr, Delworth, Jed and Tracy from Burton. They've signed in as well. So we've got 2 teams in from Burton tonight. That sounds brilliant. So good evening to you. Hope all is well with you in Britain's brewing capital. That's if they're still brewing a lot there. I presume they are, but never mind. Diane, Pinky and Perky, they're just checking in. Good evening to you. I hope all is well with you and the family. Right, we have 5 minutes before we start the quiz. I did get round as far as round number 5, which is entitled A Trivia Trail. Round number 6 tonight is going to be just a general trivia round. We normally finish with some pretty obtuse trivia trail, something which general trivia, which is basically general rubbish that good quizzes need to know if they're going to be any success in stupid quizzes like this, but never mind. Right, I'll just replenish my glass as it is just about empty, and we'll let the remaining teams sign in before we start the quiz tonight. We now have 60 teams signed in so far, which is excellent as usual. And we have Harry Cage just signed in. Harry, Julian, and Ian are all there. So good evening to you. They were in the top 3 last week, I think. Harry, Julian, Ian, basically somewhere in the mid-50s, 56 or something like that. I've got all these written down, but never mind. In fact, if I get my phone, I can tell you because I posted it on blooming line today, didn't I? Oh, sorry. Let me just have a little look at my my phone, see whether I can find out what I posted earlier. Not that I know how Facebook works. Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, well, maybe. Finding your own post is not the easiest thing in the world, is it, sometimes? Oh, dear, I can never find my way around this thing, but never mind. Oh, well. Yeah, and you can find it for me if you like. That'll help me somewhat. Right, we've just had the Ridgeways signing in. Ridgeways from Welton signing in. Good evening, the Ridgeways from Welton. We tried ringing you the other night because we went to Welton to test out the pub, see whether it was open. And as we arrived, I thought, well, we'll ring Paul, Trish and Anthony, see whether they'd like to come and meet us in the pub and do some social distancing around a pub table, but never mind. We didn't get a call back, but I presume I tried both your numbers, but never mind. We will look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully, in the pub garden at Welton, but I'll give you a call well in time for that, Trish. And Paul, have we got Anthony in the team tonight? That'd be interesting to know. Chilly Willy has got Joe with him tonight. So, Chilly Willy, I'm expecting a good performance from you tonight. And let's hope all is well with you. We've got Spoon and Fish. They've just signed in after a lovely day on the Grand Union. Now, that sounds a day out, doesn't it? That does sound a good day out. So, a day out on the Grand Union Canal. Can't go wrong with that, can you? And Chris Speak from Newton has just signed in. Good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you. And things are keeping right. No Anthony tonight, says Trish. So the Ridgeways are doing the quiz on their own. That's very good of them. We'll see how they fare tonight. Squeaky Bob. Hi, Chilly Willy, Joe and Mrs. Doyle. Yes, they're all friends, obviously. All packed. Sorry. Now, I'm reading things here. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Nikki Bowser's just signed in. Good evening to you, Nikki. Hope all is well with you. Oh, here we go. Matthew Blood signing in. We've got Matthew, Claire, and Robin have just signed in. I'm expecting some torment then from Robin in a minute about Manchester United's dismal display, but never mind. And PRS, of course, were last week's winners. They won by a point or two. I think it was just a point in it last week. Yes, they ended up on 57 points, the team to beat. Rugby Rotary Club were on 56 points, so it was very, very close last week. Then we had Win at All Costs. They ended up on 55.5 points. And then we had a number of teams, Michelle Gibbons, Home Alone, and Harry and Julian Ian, all ended up on 53 points last week. So it's very, very close. That's not bad out of a maximum of 60, I think it was last week. So you're all doing well. Anybody that gets in the 50s. And it's great to see so many people still taking part in the quiz, which I thought would die a death as soon as we got into this kind of time. Right, just a minute to go, and then we'll crack on with the quiz. Most teams are signed in now. We've got 74 teams. How's the power generation? Power generation today has been excellent, Matthew. Not so good this morning, but this afternoon it really kicked in and quickly plugged the car in, fully charged by the time I took my mother-in-law back home at R5. So excellent. Yes, Robin's just put If I'd have known Man United were going to lose, I'd have watched it. Yeah, I thought you might do, but never mind. I'm just wondering whether my brother Greg's going to sign him, because Greg normally takes part in the Sunday quiz, but of course he will be licking his wounds and what's that? And so will Keith, no doubt, as well. So we'll see whether they join us. So Jenny Graham and friends have just signed in. Good evening, Jenny. Hi to you all, and hope all is well with you. Right, it is now 2015. We have 79 teams now signed on. So let us get going with the quiz. It's round number 1 tonight. I'll just get it up in the top corner. Is entitled Sunday the 19th. Sunday the 19th. Basically means your first answer starts with the letter S, your second starts with the letter U, your third starts with the letter N, and so on and so forth. All right, so write down on a piece of paper, top to bottom, the word Sunday the 19th. And Gareth Williams just signed. Good evening, Gareth. Hope all is well with you. Gaz and Bean are in. Right, well, it's nice to see you. Gareth, where are you from? Are you from Rugby, or I'd be interested to know exactly where you are? But never mind. Donna Brown, can we please say a massive congrats to Matt Corrie, who became a daddy on the 16th? He did. I saw I gave him a like on Facebook today. Matt Corrie regularly does the quiz at the pub in Rugby, but I haven't seen him for 3 or 4 months. I'm not sure whether he's taking part in the thing, but never mind. Great. Oh, and Sarah's just on it. Here we are. Too late. Just a bit too late. Never mind, Sarah, I'm still waffling on and we're a minute into the quiz, but never mind. I haven't even started yet. So let us get going. Oh, Gareth Williams, Burton-on-Trent. How many people have got from Burton-on-Trent? Isn't that marvellous? Right then, here we go. Round number 1. Question number 1 starts with the letter S. S for Sunday. Here we go then. Question number 1. In what film of 1994 does Tim Robbins play an inmate called Andy Dufresne? And drop the first word, of course. You'll get the whatever it is, definite article we need to drop. So question number 1, in what film of 1994 does Tim Robbins play an inmate called Andy Dufresne? Yeah, I didn't know it was spelt like that, but it is apparently. Well, good evening, Sarah and Russ. I see you a bit late, but never mind. You've signed in all the same. Bang on time. We've now got 82 teams signed in. Right, question number 2 must start with the letter U, as in Sunday. U. So we're looking for a 2-word answer here. Heavily advertised on television and also by their wing walking display team. What is the name of a British dairy spread with 75% less saturated fat than butter? It's a 2-word answer I'm after. So heavily advertised on television and also by their wing walking display team, apparently. What is the name of a British dairy spread with 75% less saturated fat than butter? 2-word answer. Got to start with the letter U, so it can't be that hard if you think about it carefully. Well, the atomic strike's going down well, even if Manchester United didn't do so well tonight, but never mind. It was quite nice and warm last night. We had a trip down to the Alexandra Arms last night, sat in the garden, very pleasant. My daughter had a very large, what was it, just a margarita, to get a sparkling raspberry margarita or something. It seemed very nice when she got that first one. Right, question number 3 starts with the letter N. What name was given to a fictional location featured in the works of J.M. Barrie? It's an imaginary faraway place where Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and the Lost Boys and other creatures and beings live. So what name was given to a fictional location featured in the works of J.M. Barrie? It's an imaginary faraway place where Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, the Lost Boys, and other creatures and beings live. Probably didn't need to pad it out quite that much, that question, but never mind. Question number 4, starting with the letter D. I'm after a 2-word answer. Which mainly Glaswegian pop group had hits in the late 1980s with the songs Dignity and Chocolate Girl? So which mainly Glaswegian pop group had hits in the late 80s with the songs Dignity and Chocolate Girl? I remember having the album. Well, thanks to one of our quizzes, my super turntable is now back up and running. And it sounds very impressive, I have to say. But never mind. For any of you that really like vinyl, yeah, I just need some vinyl to play on it now because I gave it all away about 30 years ago. Never mind. Right, question number 5. Name the mining village in Mid Glamorgan, Wales, where coal waste overwhelmed a school and houses in 1966, killing 144, of which 116 were children. Latham House Lockdown. Gareth and Eileen, nice to see you. All the questions are down on the right if you joined a little late. We're only on question 5 in round 1, so we're fine. And all of the questions are in the column on the right. So question number 5 again. Name the mining village in Mid Glamorgan, Wales, where coal waste overwhelmed a school and houses in 1966, killing 144, of which 116 were children. Who has? Ian. Stop putting the answers in. Question number 6. What term usually refers to a primary base unit of currency of the People's Republic of China? So question 6 again. What term usually refers to the primary base unit of currency of the People's Republic of China? Right then, question number 7 has got to start with the number 1, and I'm not giving a lot away here, but never mind. Let's see what your memory, whether your memory helps you with this one. I will give you half a point a year either way. So question number 7, Sputnik, literally meaning fellow traveller, was the world's first artificial satellite. But in which year was it launched into space? It's got to start with the number 1. Which can't be that hard. So, well, it can be. So Sputnik, literally meaning fellow traveller, was the world's first artificial satellite. But in which year was it launched into space? I will give you half a point for a year either side. If it's any help, it's a long time ago. Question number 8. This is a 2-digit answer. It's got to start with the number 9. Question number 8. The German word "fünfundneunzig" literally translates as what 2-digit number? So the German word "fünfundneunzig" literally translates as what 2-digit number? My pronunciation wasn't brilliant, which of course it was. Lydia's put it down for you. The spelling, that is. Remember, that's got to start with the number 9. Question number 9 itself starts with the letter T. Now we're on the, 19th, so it's got to start with a T. In the children's television programme Button Moon, first broadcast in the 1980s on ITV, what was the name of Mr. Spoon's daughter? I'm sure Martin Davis should get this one. So, in the children's television programme Button Moon, first broadcast in the 1980s on ITV, what was the name of Mr. Spoon's daughter? What do you mean? You're too young to remember it. And finally, question number 10 in this first round. It's easier. The answer's a lot easier than the question sounds. A member of the Solomonic dynasty Who was the Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974? So question 10 again, a member of the Solomonic dynasty. Who was the Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974? And that's got to start with the letter H. I'm after a two-word answer, of course. Right, that's the first round. Down and finished. We've got 88 teams now logged on. I hope all of you have, if you joined a little bit late, do look. All the questions are down in the chat column on the right-hand side. You can scroll back and see them. I can see Lydia's posted all the questions. I think she's got them all right down there, so no problem at all. And if you look carefully enough, one of our members has accidentally given one of the questions or one of the answers away, but never mind. And yes, I did have it on vinyl, but I had quite a large vinyl collection at one time. Unfortunately, when CD came out and I started selling CD players back in the early 80s at my hi-fi shop, I thought it was a good time to unload and get rid of all the vinyl. Unfortunately, I wish I hadn't now 30 years later or whatever it is, but never mind. Right then, do we need much time on that round? Are you all right, Angeli, or team? Or yeah. Does any team need any time, or have you got an answer for each of those, or a guess at each of those, if nothing more? Just put in the chat column if you need any more time. At any time during the quiz, when we reach the end of a round, if you need a bit more time or a bit longer, just put, we need a bit longer. Some of them you've got to work out. Round number one is normally just straightforward because you're following. I'm giving you a letter, so that helps. Right then, everybody, let's go back and do some marking after round one, see how we fared. So question number one, the film I was after that Tim Robbins played an inmate called Andy Dufresne was The Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption. Question number two, I was after that British dairy spread called Utterly Butterly. I'm sure you'd worked that one out in the end. Do you know they had their own wing walking display team, apparently? Used to go around the country and advertising Utterly Butterly, but never mind. Number three was Neverland, of course. Neverland, that fictional location. Number four, well, it was given away a little bit in the chat. It was the group from Glasgow called Deacon Blue. Deacon Blue, well done if you got that. Number five was Aberfan, of course, that disaster in 1966. Number six is called the Yuan, or the Wan. It's spelt Y-U-A-N, Wan. Number seven, half a point if you go either way with this, 1957. 1957. It's the year of my birth, which is why I always remember that one. And Sputnik lasted 57 days. Isn't that surprising before it crashed back down into orbit, I suppose. Number eight, the German word Fünfundneunzig is 95. It's one I probably won't forget now. Number nine, it was Tina Teaspoon, of course. Tina Teaspoon. That's why I thought Martin Davis would get it, as his wife's called Tina. And finally, number 10 was Emperor Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie was what I was after. So there we have it. Let's have some scores in. For teams that haven't done this before, just post your scores with your team name in the chat column, and as they start coming in, I will start reading them out. So the Rugby Rotary Club on a fantastic 9 points. Great White have joined us from Canada, so good evening to Great White and the gang. 9 points, that's very good. Michelle Gibbons from Kick, straight in with a 10. We've got Graham Gifford with an 8. We've got the Twinies on a 9. Twinies on a 7. We've got Steve Farndon on a 7. We've got Rich and Jen on 8.5. Home Aloner on 8. Squeaky Pob on an 8. Gillian Hughes on an 8. Nikki Bowers on an 8. Half a point for Teaspoon. Yeah, I'll give you that. Mick Roberts, 8. We've got Spoon and Fish on 8.5. Martin Davis is on 9. Mike Yates on 9. Jenny Graham and friends on 10. Vanessa's on 7. Split the Difference are on 10. Andrew Lewis is on 7. Diana Alexander and Pinky and Perky are on 9.5. Famous 5 are on 10. Gaz and Bean are on 7. We've got me and Matt on 8.5. Chris Beaks on 10. Harry, Julie and Ian are on 8. We've got Ice Baby on 8. Chili Willie and Joe are on 10. That's a great start. Glennie Smith are on 8.5. We've got Gerard Kerr Delworth on a 5.5 total so far. Anne Anderson on 7.5. PRS are on 9. Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 10. Ian Auntie Jones and Don Quixote are on 10. We've got Trish Ridgway on 8. Pick and Mix are on 8. We've got, the Latham House Lockdown on a fantastic 8.5. Footy Fox 86 on 6. Only AJB on 8, which are the tweenies, I think. Helen and Steve Valentine on 8.5. Rich and Jen, 9.5. And Squeaky Bob, 8.5. Right, okay, that's fine. So we've got a few teams on 10s, quite a few on 9s, 9.5s, 8s. So everybody's well in there, or as we go into round number 2 tonight, which is called an initial letter link. Now then, yes, we got 3 halves as well. Well done, Roy. I know Roy always loves hard points, doesn't he? I wouldn't say you're competitive, Roy, but you're competitive, Oh, dear. I'm glad I don't play golf against you regularly on the golf course. Not that I can play golf, but oh, dear. You'd be telling me off for touching my ball all the time, wouldn't it? Well, no, let's not go there. Oh, Mike Yates says 9.5 now. Roy Joe and Deacon Blue. Yeah, that was a bit of a giveaway, but never mind. Right, we've now got 92 teams lined up as we go into round number 2, which is called initial letter link. Now, the initial letter link, you just write down your 9 answers because they're general knowledge questions. And then question number 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers. What's that? Neither can Roy. Relies on members' bounces. Okay, right, here we go then. Eyes down, looking. Nice, easy one to get you going. Which car manufacturer's badge or logo is made up of 4 interlocking circles? So which car manufacturer's badge is made up of 4 interlocking circles? Right, for all you teams that haven't done this before, take the initial letter of that. You'll need to write that answer down anyway, but take the initial letter and put it to one side. Question number 2 is a little trickier. The Klondike Gold Rush took place in the late 19th century in which Canadian territory? So the Klondike Gold Rush took place in the late 19th century in which territory of Canada or Canadian territory? That may help. That might be very useful for Great White, especially as they're transmitting direct from Canada. So let's hope you can get that one right. It's not always easy to get questions about your own country right or wrong, but never mind. That again is a one-word answer. Question number 3 is a simple anagram. So the anagram is lands, that's L-A-N-D-S, with the word on, O-N, and a third word, enamel. Lands on enamel is an anagram of which famous person? And it's a 2-word answer I'm after, a 2-word answer. So lands on enamel is an anagram of which famous person? Now, you don't all have to work that out. Just get one of the team doing that. The best one at anagrams, that's all you need. I'll just let you think on that one for a second while I have a beer. Jenny Graham and friends are saying hi from California, by the way. So I've got our California friends joined us. What's the temperature there today? It reached 102 last week in California. God knows what it is today, but never mind. I trust it's been nice and sunny there as usual. Right then, question number 4, listen carefully. Corpsing, that's a good word, is a word used in the world of British theatre when an actor or actress unintentionally does what? So question number 4 again. Corpsing is a word used in the world of British theatre when an actor or actress unintentionally does what? And I don't want any rude answers, thank you very much. 96. Dear God, what have we struggled up to today? What is the temperature? Let me get my trusty temperature gauge out. We are currently at 76 degrees here. Well, that's in my That's in my house, but I have had the air conditioning on, so it's probably a bit hotter than that. Mind you, what was it? It can't have been more than about 75. Yeah, low 20s here today. Of course, we're metric here, of course. Probably about 22 here today, I reckon, but never mind. Nice in the sun. Right, question number 5. Listen carefully. Which fictional character's lifelong dreams have included being a blackjack dealer, running out on the field during a baseball game, seeing Stevie Nicks naked, and working from home? It's a very famous fictional character. So which fictional characters' lifelong dreams have included being a blackjack dealer, running out on the field during a baseball game, seeing Stevie Nicks naked, and working from home? And it's a 2-word answer I'm after. Very popular fictional character. If you don't know the answer, don't worry too much, because obviously if you can work the last answer out, it will give you the initial letter of all these answers. And you've just got to look for the one you've got missing, basically. Right, question number 6. What name is given to the commemoration of Muhammad's first revelation? This annual observance is regarded as one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is observed during the 9th month of the Islamic year. That's just a 1-word answer. So what name is given to the commemoration of Muhammad's first revelation? This annual observance is regarded as one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is observed during the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. Are we all keeping up so far? Good. Question number 7 is a bit of a science question for you. Derived from the German for wolf's tooth, wolframite is the main mineral ore used in the production of which chemical element? So derived from the German for wolf's tooth, wolframite is the main mineral ore used in the production of which chemical element? What's that? Oh no, sorry, did I say tooth? No, it's wolf's froth. Sorry, I'm even reading my own words wrong tonight, but never mind. It says derived from the German for wolf's froth, not wolf's tooth, wolf's froth. All right, Lydia's correcting me. That's probably just as well. She can come and read the questions out next week. Oh dear God, never mind. Question number 8, pretty straightforward this one. What is the only country in the world with a name that ends in the letter Q? So what is the only country in the world with a name that ends in the letter Q? I'm sure you'll all work that one out, given time. Question number 9. Catherine Kane is the alter ego of which comic book character who puts her wealth and resources towards a campaign to fight crime as a masked vigilante? So Catherine Kane is the alter ego of which comic book character who puts her wealth and resources towards a campaign to fight crime as a masked vigilante? Now then, at this stage, you should have 9 answers. Take the initial letters of each of those, and it says, question number 10 says, the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word, which comes from Greek mythology? It's a single word, so the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word, which comes from Greek mythology? You know, I didn't actually read that. I could have given you a bit more clue with that one, but never mind. Right, I'm going to give you a minute to try and work that out. And of course, at any time, do put in the chat if you need a bit more time, okay? Right, we've had one of our members today has been out boating on the, same boating, probably been on a barge down the Grand Union Canal, which sounded like a very interesting afternoon out. Has anybody else been out today? Has anybody been out for Sunday lunch anywhere? At a pub or a, I don't know, pub, restaurant, whatever else? I'd be interested to know whether anybody's been out yet for Sunday lunch, you know. Yeah, one of our pubs are doing Sunday lunch today, and they actually sold out full stop. So obviously people are going out, but I'll be interested to see whether other people are going out or not. Mike Yates said he had lunch in his local today. Excellent. Where's that, Mike? Which pub do you go to? Is that one in? Are you in Newton or do you go in Hillmorton? How you doing, Ange? You're not. Bullock Clifton, I trust, yeah. Oh, Johnny's playing down. What, not for lunch today, have you, Johnny? Or did you get? Oh, it must have done, yeah. Excellent. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did Rico look after you properly? That's the answer. He was flapping a bit last night. I hadn't got enough staff on, but never mind. We never know at the moment how to staff pubs. Right, everybody. Do we need a bit more time? Just put in the chat column. My wife's saying I need more time, so I trust we do need a bit more time. Do remember, all you've got to do is take the initial letters of all those answers, rearrange them to spell a word which comes from Greek mythology. Yeah, okay. What I'll do, I'll get my clock out, all right, and we'll give you 2 minutes. It's fine. 5 o'clock. You wouldn't know how to work an iPhone. What's that? Trish needs 5 minutes. Keep working on it, Trish. You'll get there. Do keep looking at the questions. You can just go back through and see. The anagram is a one-word answer. Not quite so easy if you're trying to work out a 9-letter. Like a conundrum, isn't it? No, it's a one-word answer. What have you done there, Lids? Quick, retract it. Oh dear. Lydia posting something by mistake, but never mind. Well. Right, everyone. I'm sorry about these quiet things, but I will let you try and think, you know, because these are not easy to work out. Some of these initial letter links are quite tricky. They're good levelers, these rounds. Because not only you've got to answer the question right, you've got to try and work out the link as well. Makes it quite tricky. Come on, Trish, you're good at anagrams. Mind you, you've got to get the right answers down first. Matthew Blood finished off a mini cask of purity and was a bit drunk this afternoon. Does that mean you're completely sober going in tonight's quiz then, Matthew? Excellent. Yeah, I saw some purity. We're doing some mini casks at Aldi's of all places. Wasn't it Aldi's we went into the other day? Yeah, they were. I don't know whether they were 4 pint. I think they were 8 pint. bit like the old Party Sevens, you know. Never did quite understand what they call Party Sevens. I must have had 7 points, I suppose. I can't remember. Right, I think that's probably long enough. I've just given you an extra 2.5 minutes there, so you've done quite well. Right then, let's do some marking. Put your pens down and let's just see whether you've got these answers right. So the car manufacturer I was after with 4 interlocking circles is Audi, of course. So you needed to write the A down for Audi. Number 2, the Klondike Gold Rush took place in the Yukon. So well done if you've got that. Number 3, lands on enamel, a anagram of which famous person? That was Nelson Mandela. That gave you the N. Corpsing is a word used in the world of British theatre when an actor or actress unintentionally does what? That's a laughs if they unintentionally laugh, apparently. Which you can do, of course, if it's a bit of a comedy. It's too easy, isn't it? Question number 5, the fictional character I was after was Homer Simpson, whose long life dreams included being a blackjack dealer running the field on a ball bar, seeing Stevie Nicks naked and working from home. So that was Homer Simpson. Number 6, of course, I was after Ramadan, which is also the name of the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, but it's actually the commemoration of Muhammad's first revelation, apparently. Derived from the German for wolf's tooth and wolframite, it's the old name for the element tungsten, of course. Tungsten comes from wolframite. Number 8, the only country in the world whose name ends with the letter Q is Iraq. Iraq, where all that trouble's been over the last few years. Catherine Kane, of course, her alter ego is Batwoman. And if you rearranged those letters, I should have given you a little bit more help with that, but never mind, you should have ended up with the word labyrinth. That's in the Minotaur, I suppose. So well done if you got those, because that was a tricky set of questions and answers. So let's have some scores in. I don't feel too bad if you've only got a 5 or 6 on that one, but we've got some good scores in. So we've got the famous 5 on 20 points. Chris Speak is on 20 points. Now, there's nothing wrong with those two. Classic Great White on 16. Mick Roberts on 13. Home Alone on 18. We've got Latham House Lockdown. Do remember to put your total score down. Latham House, you need to add your 2 scores together, as you, Vanessa, need to add your 2 rounds together. Okay, Michelle Gibbons is on 18. Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 16. Pick a Mixer on 14. We have Donna Brown, me and Matt on 13.5. The Rugby Rotary Club on 19 points. Glennis Mitchell on 15.5. We've got Spoon and Fish on 15.5. We've got Chilly Willy and Joe on a fantastic 19 points. Gerard Kerr, Delworth's on 7. You need to add your 2 rounds together, because I'm sure that's more than 1 round. Nicky Bowers is on 14. Andrew Lewis is on 13. Martin Davis is on 13.5. Squeaky Pob's on 15.5. Graham Gifford's on 18 points. Very good. Steve Farndon on 11. Ice Baby on 14. Jill Pugh's on 16 points. Alex Brown, 15. I'm back home. Excellent. Mike Yates is on 14.5. Where the hell have we got to? Gareth Williams, Gaz and Bean are on 12. The Twinnies are on 14. Rich and Jen are on 17.5. Split the Difference are on 19. Don Quixote, a good solid 20. Latham House Lockdown, excellent, 15.5. Matthew Bubb, PRS are on 19 points. Gerard Kerr Delworth on 12.5 points. Footy Fox 86 is on 10. Roy Joe, Chris seems to be getting the members bounce with these. That's fair enough. Helen and Steve Valentine on 16.5. Vanessa, yes, correction of the score, is on 13 points. Well done, Vanessa. Jenny Graham and friends are on 17. Anne Anderson and gang are on 11.5 points. Harry Cage, oh dear. Harry Julian in as bad as Man U. Oh dear. Was it a dismal 15? That's not too bad all the same. We're still well within the running. You're all right. Well in the running. Who cares? Round number 3 then. It's a man thing. All the answers begin with the word man. I will just have a look at them all. And they're all really one-word answers, okay? So Pinky and Perking, they said 15.5 poor, but that's not a bad score. I think 15.5 is very respectable. As we go into round 3, All the answers beginning with the word man, M-A-N. So you can write that down at the beginning. Trish Ridgway in the game on 15 points. Well done, Trish and Paul. Right then, question number 1, starting with the word man. And it's all the answers are one-word answers, you'll be surprised to know. What is the alternative name for the snow pea? It is eaten whole with both the seeds and the pod. So what is the alternative name for the snow pea? It is eaten whole with both the seeds and the pod. Surprise oldies don't call it the snow pea. Question number 2. With a name derived from the Sanskrit meaning where indigo grows, what is the capital city of the Philippines? Just a one-word answer. So with a name derived from the Sanskrit means where indigo grows, what is the capital city of the Philippines? Of course, I don't have to give you all these marvellous facts during the questions, but never mind. It pads the questions out a bit. My wife hates it. She thinks I should shorten them all. But, you know, when I'm doing a bit of research, you read something, you think, oh, that might make an interesting question, but never mind. Question number 3. What large, fully aquatic, mostly herbivorous marine mammals are sometimes known as sea cows? Question number 3 again. What large, fully aquatic, mostly herbivorous marine mammals are sometimes known as sea cows? I remember seeing one of these in Florida somewhere about 30 years ago. Question number 4. Often referred to as the lower jawbone, what is the anatomical name for the largest, strongest, and lowest bone in the human facial skeleton? I know, I need another drink. Herbivores is all right, but I put herbivorous, didn't I? You see, if it had been herbivore, I would have got that easily, but herbivorous. I should have read that a couple of times before I tried saying it, but never mind. Question number 4 again, often referred to as the lower jawbone. What is the anatomical name for the largest, strongest, and lowest bone in the human facial skeleton? Okay, the beer's in chat. Yep, right, another beer needed. I don't know whether Latham House Lockdown know, but the last beer I brewed was called Atomic Lockdown, and it went down quite well. In fact, I've got to brew it again next week or the week after. We'll see how we are for beer. Question number 5. What name is given to a juicy drupe? There's a good word, isn't it? Produced from numerous species of tropical trees belonging to the flowering plant genus Magnifera. So what name is given to a juicy drupe produced from numerous species of tropical trees belonging to the flowering plant genus Magnifera? I make scary gin. Well, I'd thought of going into gin. We've got a brewery at our pub, and I thought we'd go into gin and whatever. But they're quite expensive distills to make it commercially. They're not cheap things, and they're a bit dangerous. There was a warehouse somewhere in the West Midlands that blew up one night because they were trying to make this illegal hooch or something. I don't know. So it's clearly need to make it properly. Question number 6. What name was given to an official of the Chinese emperor and to a group of Sinitic languages spoken across most of northern and southwestern China? So question 6 again. What name is given to an official of the Chinese empire even, and to a group of Sinitic languages spoken across most of northern and southwestern China. What's that? I'm not reading the questions properly before I read that. Nah, a bottle of cheap vodka, Junior Bavaria's job done. Fair play to you, fair play. Question number 7. The world's largest monkeys, and once classified as baboons, what name is given to a large West African primate with a red and blue muzzle? They look quite, saw some pictures of them, they do look quite interesting animals, I have to say. So the world's largest monkeys, and once classified as baboons, what name is given to a large West African primate with a red and blue muzzle? Apparently they live in the rainforest in West Africa. Question number 8, good scientific one to keep your brains going. Often used in the production of stainless steel, what is a hard, brittle, greyish-white metallic element with the atomic number 25? It helps because you've got 3 letters to start the word. So often used in the production of stainless steel, what is a hard, brittle, greyish-white metallic element with the atomic number 25? Do remember, all your answers have got to start with the 3 letters MAN in that order. And if you thought they couldn't get any easier, question number 9. What name is given to a scientific instrument that uses a column of liquid to measure pressure? So what name is given to a scientific instrument that uses a column of liquid to measure pressure? Still used by a lot of plumbers these days, of all things. For checking for leaks on gas systems and things. And finally, question number 10. This is a tricky one. What name is given to a variety of beet cultivated for cattle food and sometimes used at Halloween? So question number 10 again. What name is given to a variety of beet cultivated for cattle food and sometimes used at Halloween? Now that can be a 1-word or a 2-word answer. They kind of read the same just about. So that was the tricky one in the round. Remember, all of your answers must start with the 3 letters M-A-N, M-A-N. We've got lovely blue skies here tonight. Sun is just about set now. There's still some sunlight on the chimney pot over the road there, but it's about set. Right then, I think we've probably had long enough on that round, haven't we, Ange? Because it wasn't when you've got to work backwards. So I will give you the answers to the MAN round. We started off the alternative name for the snow pea. That is also known as mange tout. Mange tout. I think snow pea sounds better. Perhaps they should be. Question number 2, with a name derived from the Sanskrit meaning where indigo grows. It was Manila I was after. Manila. Vanilla means indigo, apparently. So Manila. Number 3 are manatees. That fully aquatic, mostly herbivorous marine mammal. Number 4 is the mandible. Number 5, of course, is the mango. I was after a juicy drupe. Apparently a drupe is one with a big stone in the middle of it. Number 6, I was after mandarin. Number 7, the world's largest monkey was a mandrill. Number 8, it was manganese, that element, with the atomic number 25. Number 9 is a manometer. And fine, number 10, I was after a mangel wurzel or a mangold wurzel. A mangel wurzel. We've all heard of that, surely. They often used to be hollowed out at Halloween rather than, of course, the jack-o'-lanterns that the Americans like to use, but never mind. Right then, let's have some scores in Say Your Favourite. We've now got 90-odd teams logged on. So, right, we've got the Rugby Rotary Club, or Rotary Club of Rugby, with 29 points. So they've only dropped a point so far. Michelle not far behind them on 28 points from Crick. We've got the Latham House Lockdown on 23.5. We have Chili Willie and Joe on 29 points. Don Quixote haven't dropped a point yet, 30 points. Got me and Matt Donna Brown on 20.5. We've got Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 26. We've got Andrew Lewis on 22. Gaz and Bean on 17. Grant Giffords on 27. Gerard Kerr Delworth. Oh, bother, it's just gone off the screen. Oh, I can't see where I've gone now. He's on 22.5 points. Alex Brown's on 23. You were after a mangel wurzel, and you got it. Martin Davis is on 22.5 points. We've got Glennis Mitchell, 25.5 points. Nicky Bowers is on 24. Split the difference on 29. Famous 5 also on 30 points. Neck and neck with Don Quixote at the moment. Anne Anderson on 20.5 points. We've got PRS on 29 points. Footy Fox 86 are on 17. Harry, Julian, Ian somehow are on 34 out of 30. So they're doing well. I presume that means they're 24, but never mind, it might be 34. So they need a correction on their score. Vanessa Hughes on a fantastic 18 points. Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6, well in the running on 27 points. They were in the top 3 last week. Mike Yates, a bit easier than round 2. You're right, 23.5 points. Johnny Callahan on 22 points. Mick Roberts is 23. Gillian Pugh on 25. Crispy, Dirty Gertie, number 30. Very good. Trish Ridgway on 23. Rich and Jen are on 25.5. Pick a Mix are on 23. Pink and Perky are on 24.5. The Twinies are on 22. Steve Farnham's on 19. We've got Hans Safety Geyer. Yes, I'm sure he is, on 30 points. Squeaky Bob on 24.5. Helen and Steve Valentine is on 25.5. Great White on 26. Adam Foster Spoonfisher on 24.5. Harry, Julian, and Ian are on 24. Harry Cage, yes, 24. That one, never mind. Has Harry played his Joker? I think he probably did, but never mind. And Jenny Graham and friends on a fantastic 26 points. Right then, round number 4 tonight is entitled Rhyming Round, where the last syllable of each answer rhymes with the other answers. So if they're a one-syllable word, that syllable rhymes with the last syllable of another one. They all rhyme, basically. The last syllables of each of the answers rhyme with each other, so pretty straightforward that. So are we ready? Eyes down, look in. Did I mention? I did, I think. Yes. Adam Foster, Spoonfish, 24. Harry Cage, 24. Great White on 26. Yes, I think I went through those scores. Right then, round number 4, a rhyming round. Question number 1, are we ready? In Norse mythology, who was the god of thunder, rain, and farming? He is often pictured as wielding a hammer, emblematic of the thunderbolt. Making her off your back here. So in Norse mythology, who was the god of thunder, rain, and farming? He is often pictured as wielding a hammer, emblematic of the thunderbolt. What did that say? Glynis, do they all rhyme with each other? Yes, they do. All the answers rhyme with each other. No, they all rhyme with each other. Question number 2. Which river is a major tributary of the River Severn in the English East Midlands and is the principal river of Leicestershire? So which river is a major tributary of the River Trent in the English East Midlands and is the principal river of Leicestershire? So that should rhyme with number 1. And question number 3, which is a 2-word answer, but again, the last syllable rhymes. Which animal is also known as the wild swine or the Eurasian wild pig? It is native to much of Eurasia and North Africa. So which animal is also known as the wild swine or the Eurasian wild pig? It is native to much of Eurasia and North Africa. That's actually not a very good question, that one, but a bit of a crack connection, that one. I'm sure you'll get it. They were often hunted in Great Britain at one time. Question number 4. What name is given to a minute opening in the surface of the skin through which gases, liquids, or microscopic particles may pass? So question 4 again. What name is given to a minute opening in the surface of the skin through which gases, liquids, or microscopic particles may pass? Oh, good, not that word again. Oh, dear God. It's one I couldn't pronounce earlier. Well, it wasn't quite like this, but never mind. Question number 5. What name is given to an animal anatomically and physiologically adapted to eating plant material, for example, foliage, for the main component of its diet? It's a one-word answer I'm after. So what name is given to an animal anatomically and physiologically adapted to eating plant material, for example, foliage, for the main component of its diet? Right, we're all keeping up. All your answers must rhyme with each other somewhere or not. Last syllables. That's the bit that rhymes. Question number 6, a little trickier. What is the smallest and most densely populated country in Central America? That is a two-word answer. So what is the smallest and the most densely populated country in Central America? I'm going to go and have a look, see whether I can see this comet tonight. Just after midnight, we should be able to see it. Which number question is? Which number question? I'll repeat. What's that? Christopher, what have you just written? Or is it Swahili? Am I supposed to understand what that means? Yeah, he's probably been drinking as much as me, but never mind. Question number 7. What name is given to the principal bullfighter who is appointed to make the final passes and kill the bull? So what name is given to the principal bullfighter who is appointed to make the final passes and kill the bull? Well, it's great to see so many of you online tonight, all the same. I suppose it's kept us busy during this last 3 months, hasn't it? But that is a one-word answer. Question. Oh no, number 6 is a two-word answer. I did say that, Diane. So Diane, question number 6 was a two-word answer. Question number 7 was the one about the principal bullfighter, and question number 8. This is an interesting one. With the middle names Frederick Chelsea, which England captain's last international game was against Italy in 1973? Yeah, question number 6 is a two-word answer. Question number 6, a two-word answer. So let's just go back to question number 8. With the middle names Frederick Chelsea, which England captain's last international game was against Italy in 1973. That is a two-word answer as well. Do remember it's the last syllable that rhymes in all these answers. At least I think it does. But I wouldn't take my word for it. Question number 9. In classical mythology, what name is given to a mythical being that is half man and half horse? So question 9 again. In classical mythology, what name is given to a mythical being that is half man and half horse? All right, let's. Nothing too testing this round, I hope, but never mind. And finally, question number 10. Although technically renamed in 2005, what name is still used for the capital of the Indian state of Karnataka? It has a population of about 9 million people and is often referred to as the IT capital of India. So although technically renamed in 2005, what name is still used for the capital of the Indian state of Karnataka? It has a population of about 9 million people and is often referred to as the IT capital of India. But God knows why, because their Wi-Fi is rubbish. Now then, the last syllable of all your answers should rhyme with each other. Is that right? Is that all right? Just about. They nearly all rhyme. So I'll just give you a minute to work those out quickly. Now, the next round tonight is going to be called a trivia trail. I'll explain that in a minute. Robin especially used to hate me explaining a trivia trail. What does that mean? Right then. I pretty much think most people would have got all those, but never mind, we'll see. Does anybody need any more time? Are we happy to do some marking after that round? Maybe one or two you don't know, but generally you can have a guess at some of them. This atomic strike's going down really nicely tonight. Right then, in which case, we're going to do some marking after round number 4. So we start off in Norse mythology. Who was the god of thunder, rain, and farming? It was Thor. Thor. Question number 2 was the river Sor. Number 3 was the wild boar. The wild boar. Number 4, that little minute opening on the surface of the skin is better known as a pore. Number 5, of course, is a herbivore. Number 6, I was after that country, El Salvador. Well done if you got that. That was a bit more, needed a bit more lateral thinking. Number 7 was a matador. Number 8 was, of course, that footballer, Bobby Moore. His last game was against Italy in a friendly, but we lost, apparently. Number 9 in classical mythology, what was the name given to the mythical being? Half man and half horse. That was, of course, a centaur. And finally, number 10, that state capital of India I wanted was called Bangalore. I tried renaming it Mangalore, of course, but to little success because all the Indians still call it Bangalore. But never mind. Right then, we have Spoon and Fish straight in with their answers, and they have a fantastic 34.5 points. Rugby Roach Club still there with 39 points. Squeaky Bob, 34.5. We've got Chilly Willy and Joe on 39 points. Well done, you. Chris Beat still on 40, full 40 out of 40. Steve Varnon, 29. We've got Sarah's on 34. Nicky Bowers on 33. Mick Roberts on 33. Donna Brown, me and Matt on 29.5. We got Mike Yates on 33.5. Michelle Cricket on 37 points. Ann Anderson, 29.5 points. Andrew Lewis is on 31. We've got Glennis Mitchell, 35.5 points. Gillian Hughes on 35 points. Martin Davis on 31.5 points. Gerard Kerr Delworth on 31.5 points. I've just lost you all, but where have we got to? Rich and Jen on 33.5 points. The Latham House Lockdown on 31.5 points. Famous 5, 40 points. Up with Chris Speak there. Vanessa Hughes. Vanessa's on 26 points. Pinky and Perky on 33.5. We've got Jenny Graham and friends on a fantastic 36 points. The Ridgeways are on 32 points. Harry, Julian and Ian are on 33. The Tweenies are on 32. We've got Don Quixote also on 40 points. That's the third team there on 40 points. PRS sneaking in there with 39 points. Ice Ice Baby 32. We've got Home Alone 6 on 37 points. Mrs. Doyle 34.5 points. Pigamix are on 33. Foxy for 86 are on 25 points. Split the difference on 39 points. Sif, we have the same score. Squeaky Pop. Alex Brown's on 29. Helen and Steve Valentine on 33.5. Spoon and Fish, something, whatever, Rich T. Never mind. Great White's on 36. Gaz and Bean are on 22 points. So well played them. Right then. Spoon fishing. What's that? Oh, too much Greek mythology. Sorry. I won't put quite so much Greek mythology in next week. No. It's all Greek to me. Sorry. Oh dear, I hope I haven't got much more Greek mythology. Never mind. This is one for my mate Keith. He'll love this question, especially him and Rich T. I'll know this one. Right. Question number 5 is a trivia trial where you take the last letter of your first answer and it's the first letter of your next answer. Okay, you get the idea? Not enough Greek mythology, said Robin. Right, here we go then. Question number 1. According to Genesis, chapter 5, verse 27. Who was purported to be the oldest man in the Bible at a mere 969 years old? Although that is open to question because they reckon that Noah never died. So according to Genesis chapter 5 verse 27, who was purported to be the oldest man in the Bible at a mere 969 years old? I just need his name. It's a one-word answer I'm after. A one-word answer. Question number 2. Harrison Ford is an Academy Award nominated actor, most famous for his portrayals of which character in the Star Wars saga? Though he was famous for quite a lot of things, but never mind. You'll know who I'm after. So Harrison Ford is an Academy Award nominated actor, most famous for his portrayals of which character in the Star Wars saga? So I'm after the character name. 2-word answer. Yeah, this is a trivia trail, Squeaky Pop. Take the last letter of number 1. It's the first letter of number 2. And you take the last letter of your answer to number 2, and it's the first letter of number 3. Listen carefully. This is an interesting one. One I'd sneak from somewhere, but never mind. Still in use today, an area of which city still maintains its own time zone, which is exactly 5 minutes and 2 seconds behind Greenwich Mean Time. It's pretty easy if you've got the previous one. So, still in use today, an area of which city still maintains its own time zone, which is exactly 5 minutes and 2 seconds behind Greenwich Mean Time. That, of course, is a one-word answer I'm after. Question number 4 is a difficult one. You either know this or you don't. So, cream of cauliflower soup, named after the last official mistress of the ill-fated King Louis XV, is better known by what traditional name? And it's a 2-word answer I'm after. So, cream of cauliflower soup, named after the last official mistress of the ill-fated King Louis XV, is better known by what traditional name? And that is a tricky one. That's come up on the Chase before now. So all you Chase fans, you should know that one. Now, if you didn't know that, you can have a guess at it. Obviously, you've got a letter, or I hope you've got a letter from the previous answer. And also, you will have a letter from the next answer if you can get this one. So question number 5, what is an American multinational technology company headquartered in Sunnyvale, California? Is that giving it too much to our Californian friends? It was originally called Jerry and Dave's Guide to the World Wide Web. It's a one-word answer. So what is an American multinational technology company headquartered in Sunnyvale, California? It was originally called Jerry and Dave's Guide to the World Wide Web. I wonder how close our Californian friends are to Sunnyvale. They're probably 1,000 miles away. You might like to let me know. Might be just around the corner, you never know. Might even work for them. That'd be even more bizarre. Right, take the last letter of that one-word answer, and it's the next first letter of this next one. So question number 6, this is interesting. With a name derived from the Greek, meaning brightness of the mountain, what is another name for the Mediterranean version of wild marjoram? It's a one-word answer I'm after. So with a name derived from the Greek meaning brightness of the mountain, what is another name for the Mediterranean version of wild marjoram? It's a one-word answer. And it's something most people, I'm sure, would have in their cupboard somewhere. You've got a letter, well, you might have a letter, so make that pay. Now, have any of you seen this comet yet? I keep meaning I've been out the last few nights, and every time I've been out and see this damn comet, the blooming sky's been covered in clouds. So there was one or two of my friends on Facebook who sent some photographs of it. It looked very impressive, but I was just wondering whether anybody's actually seen it. It lies to the north from wherever you are. So if you look towards the pole star and then go down a bit towards the horizon, you should see, just after midnight as it rises, you should see this quite spectacular comet, especially if you look in some binoculars. Right, question number 7. What name is given to an angle of more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees? It's a one-word answer I'm after. So what name is given to an angle of more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees? Right, leading on from that, take the last letter of that answer. It's the first letter of this one, which is a 2-word answer. So question number 8 is a 2-word answer. What was the name of a former professional boxer? He held the undisputed world championship in both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, earning him the nickname The Real Deal. So question 8 again, what was the name of a former professional boxer? He held the undisputed world championship in both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, earning him the nickname The Real Deal. Yeah, well done, Liz. 2-word answer for that one. Right, take the last letter of his surname, and it is the first letter of this one-word answer. I'm after a one-word answer, not a plural, just a singular I'm after for this. So listen carefully. It's a one-word answer, and it's singular. What type of creatures were perfected by Davros in their Mark III travel machines? It is just the singular I'm after. So question number 10. What type of creatures were perfected by Davros in their Mark III travel machines? I should have said what type of creature was perfected, I suppose. I could say that again, I suppose. What type of creature was perfected by Davros in the Mark III travel machine? That would probably help you. That's a one-word answer I'm after. Take the last letter of that one, and it gives you the first letter of this answer. What percussion instrument is shaped like a bowl with a membrane adjustable for tension and so pitch stretched across it? So what percussion instrument is shaped like a bowl with a membrane adjustable for tension and hence pitch stretched across it? That's a one-word answer. And the last letter of that answer will take you back to question number 1. I don't think it's hyphenated. I think that is just a one-word answer. Right then, should have 10 answers. Now, do remember the last letter of number 10 takes you all the way back to the first letter of number 1, which might help you. But there's something for everybody there, I think. We'll see. I know Keith would love that first question. Biblical questions at their best. Right then, are we ready to do some marking in the trivia trial, or does anybody want any more time? Do you have a guess at anything you're not quite sure about? Especially the soup, because that is difficult. Right then, here we go with the answers to round number 5, the trivia trial. We started off with that purported to be the oldest man in the Bible, a mere 969 years old. It was Methuselah I was after, Methuselah. Last letter of Methuselah is an H. That gave you the portrayal of Hans Solo I was after. It was portrayed by Harrison Ford, Hans Solo. That gave you the O for Oxford, of course, has its own time. Apparently some of the lectures are 5 minutes and 2 seconds behind everybody else or something. Question number 4. That cream of cauliflower soup was called Dubarry soup. Dubarry soup. That's D-U-B-A-R-R-Y. Sorry, Chili. He said wait. I was a bit late with your wait, but never mind. Do you want me to slow down, or have I given too much away already? Oh, shit. Some other people saying for more time now. Oh, dear. Probably giving too much away now. Never mind. Question number 5, starting with the letter Y. Of course, the American multinational technology company I wanted was called Yahoo. That gave the O for that Mediterranean version of wild marjoram, is better known as oregano, which means brightness of the mountains, apparently. That gave you the O for that angle, which is an obtuse angle. That in turn gave you the E for Evander Holyfield, better known as the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Well done if you got that. That gave you the D. The D for Dalek, which in turn gave you the K for the kettle drum. The kettle drum, that took you all the way back with the M to, of course, number 1, which was Methuselah. Or was it Han Solo? Yes, well done, Mark. Oh, well spotted, Robin. I was waiting for somebody to point that one out for me. Han Solo. Well done. Yeah, I have written it down as Han Solo. It's all right. It's me. It's my pronunciation. Right then, that's how we've done. We have me and Matt, a dismal 35.5. We've got Sarah and the gang on 43 points. Rugby Road Club, they dropped a point in that round on 48, even so that's a very respectable score. Latham House Lockdown, 39.5. Got Hillary Farndon, 38 points. We've got Rich and Jen on 43.5 points. Alex Brown, oh, bother, he's disappeared somewhere. Where's Alex going? 37 points. We've got Anne Anderson, 35.5. Well done, Anne. As is Gerard Kerr Delworth with a fantastic 41.5 points. A very good score. Squeaky Bob on 43. Home Alone, fantastic score, 46 points. Nicky Bowers on 40. The famous Five are on 49 points. Don Quixote, 48 points. Mike Yates on 42.5. Martin Davis on 38.5. Michelle, 36.5 points. Greg Giffords on 42. The Ridgeways, Trish Ridgeways on 38 points. We have got, it's just gone off my screen again, never mind. Oh, bother. Trish Ridgeway. Right, we've got Glennis Mitchell on 42 even, 42.5 points. Closely followed by Jill Pugh on 41 points. Mick Roberts is on 42 points. Andrew Lewis on 38. We've got Pinky and Perky on 41.5. Pick a Mix on 41. Got Jenny Graham and Friends on 45 points. Ice Ice Baby on 41. We've got Spoon and Fish on 42.5 points. The Tweenies are on 39. Ian Sharrett, what was the answer to number 4, he's saying? It was Dubarry. Yeah, she had to marry somebody apparently to get the title Dubarry. Anyway, let's by the by. Chris Peake on 49 points. He's dropped a point at last. We've got Footy Fox, 86 on 29.5. Chilly Willie, 47 points. Very good indeed. We've got Vanessa Hughes. Vanessa's on 28. Split the difference on 49 points. PRS are on 48 points, last week's winners. Gareth Williams, Gaz and Bean are on 29. We've got Harry, Julian, Ian on 40 points. We've got Helen and Steve Valentine 42.5 and Great White are on 43. So all teams in the 40s are doing really, really well tonight. Last round, of course, is some tricky questions for you all. So let's just have a look at the scores. We've got Split the Difference on 49. Chilly Willie, 47. Chris Peake, 49. We've got, who else have we got? We've got Don Quixote, 48. We've got Famous Five, 49. Home Alone, 46. All there or thereabouts. We've got Rugby Road Club, 48. So everybody's basically within a point. Well, all those teams within a point or two of being able to win the quiz tonight. Right, last round, as is always, are 10 rather tricky questions, which are just general, stupid knowledge. So with 85 teams taking part in tonight's quiz, let's get to the last round, which is just general rubbishy trivia. So number 1 is one of my famous anagrams. So you might like to write this down, get one of the teams to do it. You don't need all of them. Yeah, it could be Deacon Blue, Roy. You still moaning about that one because you probably got that, didn't you? And I expect it's because he gave it away. You're, dear, could have made all the difference, couldn't it, Roy? Question number 1 then. Reset a 10th gruesome servant. So reset, that's R-E-S-E-T, reset, A, 10th, T-E-N-T-H, gruesome servant. Lydia will put it down in the text in a minute. Is your anagram tonight, and the clue is Long Rivers. Long Rivers. So reset a 10th gruesome servant is your anagram tonight, and the clue is Long Rivers, and there's 4 of them I'm after. 4 Long Rivers. I will give you some time to try and work that out. But don't dwell on that too much. Get somebody in the team to do that, whilst the rest of you get on with question number 2. Up. Some fly buzzing around my beer. Where's he come from? Right, question number 2. The Stranger's Dining Room is a restaurant at which famous London landmark? I'll give you the choice. Is it the Tower of London, the Palace of Westminster, or the British Museum? Hillary, that's giving away too much. That's giving away too much. I think once you work one of them out, you'll figure it out. Question number 2. The Stranger's Dining Room is a restaurant at which famous London landmark? I'll give you the choice. Is it the Tower of London, the Palace of Westminster, or is it the British Museum? That's a good question. Yeah, maybe it's not. Question number 3 is a tricky one, but there's a clue in this, so listen carefully. Who was a talented engineer who was apprenticed with Sir William Stanier at Great Western Railways? He constructed a bridge to link the island of Sodor with the mainland and was immediately made director of the railway. You perhaps need to read that. So, who was a talented engineer who was apprenticed with Sir William Stanier at Great Western Railways? He constructed a bridge to link the island of Sodor with the mainland and was immediately made director of the railway. You can see my wife, she's getting questions buzzing in from everywhere, or answers buzzing in from everywhere. Whether they're right ones or the wrong ones, we'll see. Question number 4. Plasmodium, a parasite of vertebrates and insects, is responsible for which disease which causes in excess of 500,000 deaths each year? Still more than the coronavirus. So Plasmodium, a parasite of invertebrates and insects, is responsible for which disease which causes in excess of 500,000 deaths each year? Well, light is fading. It is now 9:30. Just after 9:30, so it's 21:37. Right, question number 5 in this tricky last round, which is going to catch a few out. Which is the most expensive property? This is one Mick will love this, Mick Roberts. Which is the most expensive property on the Monopoly board with the word street in its title? So question 5 again, which is the most expensive property on the Monopoly board with the word street in its title? Right, we've only got 4 questions. No, we haven't. We've got 5 questions. No, we haven't got 4 questions left. What have we had? 5? 6, 5. No, we've got 5 left. Put you all out your misery in a minute. You're all right. Come on, let's see who can be there. Is it Chris Speak? Is it Home Alone? Is it PRS? Is it the rest of you? Split the difference. All there about Famous 5. Or is it Don Quixote? Come on. You might like to go for those that you're not sure of. So question number 6. Still in use today, a clepsydra is an ancient device for measuring what? I'll give you the choice. Was it water density, time, or sailing speed? So still in use today, a clepsydra is an ancient device for measuring what? I'll give you the choice. Was it water density, time, or sailing speed? Lydia's put it in the column there. That's how it's spelt. That's an interesting question. And you've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right, even if you don't know the answer. So never mind. Pretty straightforward, really. I think this is our 30. How many quizzes we had so far, Liz? 31. This is our 31st coronavirus quiz. Oh, it's 32, is it? It's Corona 32. As we've done 2 a week. What's that? 16, 17. 17 weeks, blimey. What's that? 16 weeks, sorry. Not 17 weeks. What am I on? No, you can't. Question number 7. Let's bring you back to a nursery rhyme. In the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill, what 2 things were used to mend Jack's head after he had fallen down the hill? I'll give you half a point for each, of course. So in the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill, what 2 things were used to mend Jack's head after he had fallen down the hill? That's pretty straightforward. Johnny Callahan, can you repeat question number 5? Johnny, if you look in the chat, it's actually written there, if you want to read it. It's basically, which is the most expensive property on the Monopoly board with the word street in its title? So looking on the title lead, it's got to have the word street in it. So which is the most expensive street? Well, it's got to have the word street in it. So clearly it's not, as my daughter said, the purple one at 400 quid. It's not that one. I'm arguing that way. Question number 8. Let's make things a bit easier for you. Which Swiss professional tennis player won an Olympic gold medal at the Beijing Olympics? Also won the 214 Australian Open, the 215 French Open, and the 216 US Open. So question 8 again. Which Swiss professional tennis player won an Olympic gold medal at the Beijing Olympics? He also won the 2014 Australian Open, the 2015 French Open, and the 2016 US Open. Right, just 2 to go. This could make all the difference, make or break time. See who is the winners tonight. Question number 9. Which of the following has the fastest world record in Olympic swimming? I'll give you the choices at the 100 meters breaststroke, the 100 meters backstroke, or the 100 meters butterfly. So which of the following has the fastest world record in Olympic swimming? I'll give you the choices at the 100 meters breaststroke, the 100 meters backstroke, or the 100 meters butterfly. And final number 10 to wrap the quiz up tonight. Covered by Ray Charles and Frank Sinatra, amongst others, the song It's Not Easy Being Green was sung by which character? It was created and originally performed by Jim Henson. So quite easy one to finish off of that. Covered by Ray Charles and Frank Sinatra, amongst others, the song It's Not Easy Being Green was sung by which character? Created and originally performed by Jim Henson. So nice easy one to finish off with that one. Right then, how many of those are you sure of? 10 questions there. I think a good 8 might be good enough tonight, but we'll see. Right, we don't need to give you an awful lot of time with those because they're the kind of questions you either know them or you don't. and you don't need loads of time to work them all out, except the rivers, of course, which you might do. If you get 3 of the 4 rivers, which I'm sure you will do, you can have half a point, and I'm very... is that all right, Roy, or not? Probably in trouble for giving half a point. Right, I'm just going to have a quick top up, and then I'll zip through the answers for you and put you all out your misery tonight. So, is it going to be Don Quixote? Is it going to be PRS, Split the Difference, Chris Speak, Home Alone? All those teams towards the top. All famous 5, of course. If I've missed anybody out, do shout at me down the chat column. But anybody, to be fair, that gets into the 50s tonight has done extremely well, extremely well. And if you are doing it on your own, do try and get some team members to come and join you, because it's always better with a few members or a few friends to come and help you out with the quiz. Not easy doing it on your own, as Sif has found out. Because good as you are on various subjects, there's always something that's going to catch you out. Right then, let's put you out in misery. Here are the answers to the previous 10 questions. We started off, reset a 10th gruesome servant. He was your anagram tonight, and I asked for, the clue was long rivers. Well, I didn't tell you. They are the 4 longest rivers in Great Britain. I started off with the Severn, the Thames, the Trent, and the Great Ouse. The Great Ouse. So that is, if you can get 3 of those, I'll give you half a point. Get all 4, I will give you the full point. So well done if you got those. Number 2, the Stranger's Dining Room, a bit like the Stranger's Gallery, of course, is in the Palace of Westminster, the Palace of Westminster. Number 3, that was a tricky one. Who was a talented engineer who was apprenticed to Sir William, whatever his name was? Well, of course, it was the island of Sodor that gave it away. His name is Sir Topham Hatt Acker, aka the Fat Controller. So I wanted something to do with the Fat Controller or Sir Topham Hatt from Reverend Audrey's Thomas the Tank Engine stories, of course. Number 4, Plasmodium is responsible for malaria. Number 5, the most expensive property on the Monopoly board with the word street in its title is Bond Street. Bond Street. I think it's £320, I'm not quite sure. Number 6, still in use today. Clepsydra is an ancient device for measuring time. In fact, it's a water clock, surprisingly, a water clock. That's why I put sailing and water density in there. So clepsydra is an ancient device for measuring time. Number 7, it was vinegar and brown paper, of course, that fixed Jack's head. So half a point for each of those. Number 8, that tricky one, that was Stanislav Wawrinka. Wawrinka, yes, Stanislav Wawrinka. He won the gold medal, followed by the Australian Open, the French Open, and the US Open. So well done if you got that, because that was a trick question. Number 9, of course, is the 100 meters butterfly, is the second fastest of all the swimming strokes. Obviously, freestyle's the fastest, butterfly next, backstroke next, followed by breaststroke, which is the slowest. Although Adam Peaty is trying to rewrite history with that one. And for what? Sorry. Yes. And finally, number 10, of course, was Kermit the Frog. I was after Kermit the Frog. Wawrinka. That's how it's pronounced. Thanks, Robin. Well done if you got that, by the way. Yeah, I should have gone for a pronunciation on that one. I might have got it. Wawrinka. Right, then let's have some sporting. So we have the famous 5 on 55 points. We have Pinky and Perky, 47.5 points. Nicky Bowes on 47 points. Rugby Road Club, 56 points. That's some good going. Michelle Gibbons on 53.5. We got Pick Mix on 49. We have got Alex Brown on 45. We got Sarah Deschamps on the gang from Worcester on 48 points. Squeaky Bob's on 52. Glynis and the gang are on 49.5. We've got me and Matt on 39.5. Don Quixote, 56 points. That's a great score as well. We have Trish Ridgway. Where's the bother? It's just gone off the screen. 46 points. Hilary Farner on 43.5. Rich and Jenna, they're on 49.5. Gaz and Bean are on 35 points. We've got Home Alone on very respectable 54 points. And Anderson on 42.5. We've got Andrew Lewis on 46. We've got Chilly Willy and Joe 55.5. How close is that? We've got Gerard Kerr Delworth 47.5. We've got the Twinies on 45.5. Martin Davis is on 45.5. Harry Julian Ian 49. Mick Roberts 51 points. That's a great score, Mick. We have Johnny Callan on 46 points. Footy Fox on 36. Graham Gifford ended up on 50 points. Oh, bother, it's just gone off the screen again. Where's it got to? Helen and Steve Van. Where did I just come to? Sorry, it's just popped off my screen. Nicky Bowers. Cheers, Nick. Sorry. Chris Peake, he ended up, finished badly. 57.5 points. Vanessa Hughes, only 31. I'm on my own in shielding, so I can't have any teammates. But it's the taking part. It is, Vanessa, and it's great to think that you're taking part. We're doing a quiz on Wednesday night. Do feel free. What about Zooming people on your computer, seeing whether you can chat to them online or something like that? That's the way to do it. Graham Gifford saying good night. Split the difference on 57.5 points. Mike Yates on 49.5. Great Works on 49.5 points. And Jenny Graham and friends on 53.5 points. So, last round, some great questions. Thanks, Mitchell. How did you fare? Did I not? Right, so we've ended up with split the difference, 57.5. I think they are in tied first place with Chris Speak. Fantastic, 57.5 points. I'll see whether I can do. We'll see whether we can do battle with you, Chris, tomorrow night. Are you going to do? Tuesday night quiz. Let's see whether we do that. I did give him a. I said jokingly last week because I like space and whatever. I did say, "Oh, stick a space round," and he did. Stupid. He should have kept that well away from me. The Rugby Rotary Club, I think, are in second place with 56 points, along with Don Quixote, also on 56 points. Home Alone, Chilly Willy, 55.5 points. That's a great result for them. Well played, Chilly Willy and Joe. Home Alone again, 54 points. That's a great score. We got Mick Roberts for 51. That's not bad for the two of you. PRS, of course, 55 points. Very respectable score. They've only dropped 5 or not. Can't go far wrong with that. So thanks, everybody. Disaster reached the brink and finished badly. I can't believe that. Chris Speak. Well, I think there's a joint win for you, Chris, tonight. As I say, along with Split the Difference, who last week didn't do particularly well, but never mind. But thanks everybody for taking part tonight. If anybody of you are interested, we will be here same time on Wednesday evening to do another exciting quiz to keep you all going. And let's see how you all fare then. So it's been a very close contest tonight. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 facts, because that's the point of doing quizzes. They're all stupid facts, but if you can learn a few stupid facts, you'll do well in quizzes, because that's what it's all about. Eclipse Hydra. That's a great one, isn't it? Eclipse Hydra. Who's ever heard of that? Never mind. And Dubarry soup. Do remember Dubarry soup. That's a well worth remembering quiz question. Cauliflower soup. Countess Dubarry, or whatever her name was. Louis XV's mistress. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for taking part. We'll hopefully see you all on Wednesday night. If not, next Sunday night, that would be great. And thanks to our friends from all over the country. We've had Burton and Trent, obviously Rugby, Cambridge, Worcester. We've had Canada and California. So Burton on Trent, we've had loads of places all over the country. So thanks everybody for taking part. We will see you next Wednesday or Sunday, if you want to take part then, on which I will do 6 more interesting rounds of stupid trivia to keep you all going. So good night all, and thank you very much for taking part. We'll see you again. Cheers.